Welcome to JLoop. All right. Oh, hey. Hi, Jesse.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Woo! In our new space, no technical difficulties. I didn't forget any cords. I cleared all the space on my computer, so no files are going to get corrupted. We have microphones, headphones, awesome new freaking office. So much more beautiful than the last one.
It's beautiful. It is.
Not filled with douchebags either.
I love our new space. So,
fuck that guy.
What are you drinking?
Oh, it's the tropical citrus energy vitamin water. I didn't realize there was caffeine in here.
Hello, energy, vitamin water.
I know.
Are you paying attention? But let's talk about a lesser.
Is that a beer?
It's not. But Sierra Nevada came out. This is not sponsored, but I know it's going to sound like it is. But I would love to be sponsored.
Every drink we talk about sounds like we're sponsored.
I would love to be sponsored by them. This one in particular. So Sierra Nevada came out with a sparkling hop-infused water, and it is delicious.
You like beer that much that you're going to drink it when there's no alcohol in
well,
it?
So I'm celiac.
Not to make fun of every NA motherfucker out there, but...
All right, fine.
Or AA, not NA.
I just like the idea
Whoa, explain that again. Isn't there gluten in there because there's hops or whatever?
No, it's literally
you can't
hop splashed water.
Okay, so
There's
it's the
no
wheat in beer. That's
Correct.
what it is. There's no gluten in hops. Only wheat. Can I taste it?
It is so good.
Like
It's so good. There's lip gloss. You might want to waterfall that. Family owned and operated.
That's more than lip gloss.
It's a dry piece of skin from my lips.
Oh, Goldfinger smut. Oh my God.
Isn't that so good?
No.
If you like the taste of beer, but you actually just want to drink water, that's who this is for.
Which is like so fucked up.
Why?
Oh, also hold it straight.
Hello?
More into it, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Well, I mean, okay. Look, I'm a human being. Sometimes we're judgmental. And when I'm working at my restaurant and somebody comes in and asks for a non-alcoholic beer, I really just think, wow, how fucking sad. You miss drinking that much.
This is another moment where our age is shown because I have no problem with NAs. I think that sometimes you want to go through a period where you're like, I don't really want to drink.
No,
but I want to taste it.
I see, and I don't get that.
That's fine.
It's like
Maybe
does
you will
not
someday.
taste that good. Like half of the taste, like for me, when I chug a beer, half the reason it tastes amazing is because like 5 minutes later I'm gonna be a little tipsy. Yes. Girls are gonna get prettier. Cigarettes are gonna feel better.
All right. Well,
food's gonna taste dank.
I have no words for you right now.
Music's
whatever.
Music's not necessarily gonna get better. Music's always amazing, but
whatever floats your boat. We are
dun dun dun.
All different. We are a decade apart. All right. I like this. I like bubbly water, and I like bubbly water that tastes like beer, I guess.
Well, I will always support you in whatever you do.
Thank you so much. On that note, today we are going to bring it way back to our follower who told us we get off track. And we made a list of things that we never spoke about. Bless you.
Thank you.
And bless you, Jesse. Bless you.
Many Christmas. Jesus Christ.
Blessings. We're going to talk about the very important topic that I am actually wildly passionate about, of bullying.
Bullying. I know. I kind of wonder how many people thought I was fucked up. Two episodes ago in the beginning, and I was like, I think I did it 2 episodes in a row, actually. And I was like, I support bullying. And then we were like, okay, but we're talking about religion today.
You support bullying?
Do you remember when I said that?
No, I probably chose to forget.
Well, no, I was like, I know you're a mom, so you're gonna. I said the words like, I know you're a mom, so you're probably like gonna hate this, blah 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 blah. Anyways, I have really good reasons for what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Also, something like that, it's never 100%, and it's always extremely circumstantial. But I'm just gonna start off really hard and heavy. So, I think the reason I support it is because I think that our capitalism, like our society, our country, and the way the school system works supports bullying. So, like, does that make sense? Like, when kids are in school and somebody's picking on another kid and that kid retaliates in some way, guess who gets in trouble?
The kid that retaliated.
Right. So I think that bullying could help certain people grow if the retaliation was not the problem. Because I 100%, especially I was once a fucking 8-year-old boy on the playground, right? And I don't know what it is about boys, but every fucking single boy on this planet, and I know you have a son, needs to get punched in the fucking face. At least once by another boy. Because, and that's where I support it. Like,
my daughter has.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah, true. Because she's nuts. She's a wild one for sure.
She's a wild thing.
Yeah, that was like my sister's. Like, I remember my one sister punched this boy off of a swing for being mean to my other sister. she was freaking tough, dude. Anyways. Yeah. But in like situations like that, like I do believe every little male child needs to realize that they're not like as hot as they fucking think they were. And I guarantee you there are a ton of boys who are bullies because they think they're hot shit. For some reason you think you're untouchable until some shit happens to you. And then you get smacked in the fucking face by somebody.
And then that changes.
You learn some shit. You gain some respect. Honestly, for yourself and for other people. And the other person learns to stand up for themselves. With no consequences. That is why most kids, and that's the thing, like our school system these days supports the school shootings and everything. Because those kids that wish they could have retaliated for 300 times don't until they fucking kill people. Yeah. That's what's fucked up. And that's where I'm like, you know, and maybe what I'm more supporting is anti-bullying in that way.
Yeah, I don't think
but I'm just in a big support of like defending yourself.
Okay, defending yourself and bullying are completely different because defending yourself, I 1000% agree with, and this is part of what we'll talk about. But bullying is when it just keeps happening over and over for no reason other than the fact that that person either wants control, is insecure, and that's what has to stop. Mm-hmm. There has to be life lessons going through the schools that to learn how to maybe know yourself and love yourself from a younger age. And then I don't think these things would, if they would happen, it would happen once and then there would be a fight. And I do think that you can defend yourself, but then it would stop. Bullying to me is when it just keeps going.
Right.
And then yeah, you're right. Usually the kid, it's not the bully.
The bully never gets in trouble.
And the bully usually is not smart. The one, they're usually not the one shooting up the school. It's the victim.
Exactly.
Because they couldn't take it anymore, like I mean. You said. Yeah. I agree with that. I think that what needs to happen is there needs to be, and I've always felt this way. I used to have a sticker on my car that said, listen to children, because I think that a lot of adults don't understand. I work with children as a coach as well, how intelligent children are. You can talk to them like an adult.
Oh, yeah.
They grasp concepts just like we do.
Oh, yeah.
If you gave them the benefit of the doubt, well, it's just, the weekly burping. If you gave children the benefit of the doubt that they can comprehend and trust themselves with big concepts that adults are like, oh, well, they're too young. They're too young. No, they're not.
Yeah.
My most insightful clients are like age 10 to 20. they get it.
Well, no, I get that. I have so many nieces and nephews and stuff, and I never speak to them like they're children. If I want to use the fucking word facetious in conversation with them, like I'm going to.
Yeah.
And either they're going to know it, they're going to figure it out through context, or they're going to fucking ask me what it means.
Exactly. And so why are we, when I have kids because I have, as you know, for those that don't know, I have a 9 and an 11-year-old, and I'm definitely the carpool mom often.
Oh, I bet you are.
And I'm field trip mom and carpool mom.
Okay, so you little shits.
No, I don't call them that. So when they're in the car, I am like, oh, tell me about your day. And I ask questions and I listen. And a lot of times when I talk, these kids are like, oh, I've never thought of it that way before. And it's like, yeah, because you haven't been told. It's been like probably very authoritative in a lot of people's homes where it's like, I've always felt since my children were born that we're in a collab. We're in a collab home. I'm learning from them and they're learning from me.
Yeah, as it should be.
But, the very authoritarian home that's going to take a long time to unwind. And I feel that the more I'm like, you're not in trouble, I want to talk with you about this. Here's what I heard happen. Tell me your side. The more open the conversation is, they're so intelligent. And then they come to themselves like, oh yeah, I can't keep saying this to this person because it's really hurting them. Even if it wouldn't hurt my feelings, they're different than me, Does this make sense?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
This is why I'm like, I don't know. I was saying like coaches, mental health should be probably a class. It should be like an elective.
Right.
Or not an elective, like a special that they go to once a week.
What do you think that class would look like? Like, what would you do? Is it like one person? Is it like a group? Who are they talking to? And like, what about? Like, is it like group therapy?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, where you learn on a weekly basis, and maybe you do like breathing work, meditative work, learn how to talk to children about like expressing their feelings, especially, I notice with my son, he of the two is for sure. It's like this, it's so wild that it's like the natural state of being for the man.
He's just so quiet though, like naturally.
Yes, but from my witnessing, it takes a bit more to get the boys to unload and open up.
Yeah, I will say, in my opinion, that's going to be so hard for you to do because, like as a boy, like that, it's so much easier for a father to do that. At least I think so. I mean, being one or having been one.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's different for, every family.
Well, no, but I'm saying like when you like, okay, little boy, man, whatever the fuck I am, when I look at my mom, it's like, yeah, she's sweet and sensitive and caring. Duh, she's going to want me to talk about my feelings or whatever. But if my dad, my pops, who has like killed people, he's been a pro boxer before, he's sold drugs, been in cults, beat the fuck out of people, had the shit beat out of him. He's been bucked off horses. He's been shoeing horses for fucking 50 years. Like all this badass shit, right? If he's like being all feeling with me or like blah, blah, that's where it's like, oh, this is allowed. Oh, this is okay. You know what I mean? It's very different looking at the two types of people wanting that from you. That
makes sense. And as I tell my children, every family is different. So
totally.
For us, it's a situation of I'm a single mom. And what I notice with my son is that it just takes more time. Like once he's ready, then he will, it's usually when we're either at night laying down together and his sister's away, or we're in the car together and we're alone in the car. And then he'll just unload. And I mean, I don't pressure him into like, you must tell me.
No, you can never do that with a kid.
I don't. Yeah. No,
they're going to fucking hate. Every kid would hate a parent for that.
Right. But anyways, in my class that maybe I'll take this podcast and pitch it to schools.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Can you just bleep out the F word so they will accept
Right,
this.
right. But isn't that also that's the real world?
No,
you know?
no, they don't accept this in schools
Damn
with
it.
young children. Okay, yeah, just keep bleeping.
Is damn it a bleep?
Yeah, you gotta bleep out all the
Dang it?
Dang it's fine.
Dang, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh,
That's-
darn it.
yeah.
Fudge.
Fudge.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frick. Excuse me.
So
How are Sox's friends? Like, I think that's another huge thing too with boys. I will say when I was okay, for example, when I was in 8th grade,
yeah.
you know, I grew up in a small town, so like I had like 3 friends that I'd been friends with for fucking ever.
Yeah.
But when I was in 8th grade, actually, this kind of goes in the bullying thing too, because I kind of wanted to kill one of them, and I thought about it. I didn't want to be on the run for the rest of my life, but I fucking thought about it. But all my friends thought I was gay.
Oh.
Because I'd like hug them and shit.
Oh.
When I was like leaving, you know, or whatever. I was like sweet. Because my old man was sweet to me. And I'm like, this dude is a man. How is this like how is this a pussy thing to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so then I like showed that love to my friends. And holy shit, all of a sudden it was like, I was like the gayest dude alive. And it was bad. Like, and I'm saying like, I mean, I feel like the one word I can't say is like the F word, but I heard that like 50 times a day for like a whole year. And I was like, I would like go home and I would like plot some shit.
Yeah, because it would stir up so much anger.
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And it was like, yeah, like anything I ever would have done, like I would have gotten suspended or whatever, like at school.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I just had to like take it. And nobody else, you know what I mean? Like it was
that, and that unfortunately is something. First of all, I'm sorry. That's
oh, it's okay.
horrible.
I'm older now, and fuck those kids.
It's actually
they're
really
fucking
not,
losers now.
It's really not.
One of
okay,
them
but
is so stupid that his grandparents won't give him their family company. They literally told my mom this.
yeah, it's.
I'm so much cooler than they are. That's what's great. I grew up and they're just like stuck in the hometown, fucking alcoholics, whatever.
Right.
And I'm great. Like I don't care.
Some people
Success is
learn-
the best revenge.
Success is the best revenge, and being a good person is also the best revenge.
Yeah.
On that note, I don't know, like, there are parts of bullying that I know for a fact have not ended as far as, like, what you're talking about, because Socrates has really good, my son has really, really good friends. I like them. They're, like, sweet boys.
Yeah.
He's on a soccer team. That helps. I think being on a team and, like, all being there for each other.
Yeah.
They're very polite when they
You know
come
what?
over.
Soccer is one of those sports too where like, because I feel like football, like if you're on a football team, I guarantee you 80% of those people are assholes. But like soccer teams, I feel like, or like hockey teams maybe, like I don't know what it is. It's just the players are nicer. Just the way the sport is. People
they
are just
are.
more loving.
They're very sweet. I
Yeah.
like all the boys. I don't, they're because there's no tolerance for it on the team. So, like, if a kid was doing that on the team, forget it. He'd
Yeah.
be benched or kicked off.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain standards with the club that you have to abide by. So that really helps keep them in check.
Yeah.
Because they want to play.
Right. Yeah.
So, I
like
mean,
nothing's worth getting kicked off the team.
No,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. And the only thing that I can say is, so some of these boys, when they are over playing or whatever, they will tell me about, like, at school, though, so outside their team, that at their schools, there is bullying. There was less at Socrates school, but at some of the other schools in town. And where they just felt like they couldn't, it would be made worse if they went and told an adult. Which is really messed up to me.
Right.
I'm like,
That's
wait.
like always how it is.
I know, but like the fact that hasn't changed over time and space, and they feel like
Well, it has, but in the wrong direction. I feel like
they just feel like nothing's going to be done. Because they go to the adult won't do anything about it, and then they've made the bully more angry, and so then
and confident.
the bully retaliates more that they went to somebody. And I'm like, that is so messed up.
Right.
Like they're trying to go to a safe place and the adult figures in the school systems aren't making them feel like something's going to be done.
You know what's so am I allowed to say where we are? Okay, so you know that this is just like a really like prominent area, right? And there's a lot of like very rich people here. Because I grew up in a similar place, right? I grew up in Jackson Hole. And Papa would bitch about this a lot. Because he would have similar gripes, not necessarily that, because if I had problems at school or with friends, I never told my parents. I don't know why. I was like embarrassed. But he would have similar things where he'd be like, the school won't do anything. And you want to know why? It's because of the parents. It's because anything happens, the parents are so rich that they can, like, you know, some teacher that's making $60,000 a year in like such a high income area and everything, like, they have no power.
Right, and they don't want to lose their job.
Right, because the parents of the kids, those are the real menaces.
You're right. Actually, that was going to be my second thought. So you're spot on with that. And I don't know, like, I know that there are people in a different demographic of an area. I think it's less about money and it's more about this day and age.
Right.
And that's the other thing. I'm like, okay, well, I would love to have this class. Like, oh.
Oh, just let it ride. Fuck it.
Yes. All right. Well, we're over and out.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, it's just going?
I put the timer on my phone. I did not move that like I should have. I didn't mute it. It just like exists there. So when I open the project, like I have all the sounds and everything I need to throw shit together.
Oh, okay. All right.
I forgot to mute it. Yeah, we still have time.
That's fine. Here we are. We still have time. So that's great because I was in the middle of a sentence about that. I think it's more of like this time and space of, oh, I need to protect my kid. And part of protecting their child is this mindset of defending them at all costs. And I would love to do a seminar with parents because I fully disagree with that.
Oh, me too. Holy fucking smokes.
Have a great example of this. I'm going to tell the story of how when Faye got punched in the face.
Yeah.
So we were at an indoor soccer game for her brother.
Oh my God.
Yep. And
she's like an angry dad, like fighting other angry drunk dads at the Little League game.
Yes, that's Faye. She's fierce, like the fierce Faye.
She is.
She's super fierce. She's going to stand up for what she believes in. She's definitely the child that stands up for any. She's been bullied, but she's not a good one to bully.
Right.
Because
I feel like in her eyes, it's not bullying because she's like such a tiger. She's like.
No, she's had like rough nights of
really?
like, there's been one in particular.
Okay.
She has a bully.
Okay.
She has a bully at school,
okay.
but she doesn't like take it.
Right.
And I've really taught her how to like, I'm like, here's how to shut the bully down. You
it's
know?
just still shitty.
Yeah. But anyways, this is not the bully. The story is not about that bully. So we're at an indoor soccer game for her brother, and the MVPs of the soccer game are always the siblings because those kids get dragged around to all the games.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm.
And at the indoor games, they like it because they can play under the bleachers. Remember playing under the bleachers?
Yeah.
So fun.
Oh my God, you'd find like quarters and candy and shit. Money sometimes like real money, not just like a penny.
Yeah, it's like a treasure chest of fun.
Yeah.
And like
you can look at people.
It's right. It's over because it echoes. It also echoes under there.
Yeah.
It's so, anyways, it's like such an imagination playground.
Quick, untie his shoelaces.
So her and the siblings of our team were all playing under there. They were having a blast. The other team that they were playing also had siblings that were joining the forces under the bleachers.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed fine and fun. They were getting a little loud, but that was about it. And all of a sudden she comes up to me and she's like, look at my neck. And she was like, had tears in her eyes, but she had like big marks.
Sorry.
It's fine. That was vitamin water. That's how vitamin water sounds. Vitamin water.
Trademark.
So she had marks on her face and on her neck. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, this kid punched me, so I punched him back. So this is getting to the parents. So I'm like, okay, we got to like find out what happened.
Yeah.
The dad comes up to me. He is like raging at me.
Yeah.
He's like, your daughter punched my son. My son's never been in a physical. We're talking, by the way, I think this boy was like 7. My daughter was 8 at the time. He's like, my son's never gotten in a physical fight in his entire life. I'm like, neither is my daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, and
you're like, whoa, do you think we're in the MMA or something? Like,
right? He's like, we got to take this outside. So,
oh, and you and him are gonna fight?
Like, we're gonna verbally argue, and I'm like, well, let's all walk outside.
Yeah.
And his wife has her arms crossed, and she's huffing and puffing, looking at me, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! These are 2 children that just punched each other.
Right.
I was like. And he's like, well, this has never happened, so it's obviously something's wrong with your daughter. And like, oh, we got to die, pointing his finger at me.
Oh my God.
And,
see, what I was saying, that's a dude who's never been punched in the face before.
Oh, probably.
And he's a fucking asshole for it.
Right. And so I look at him, I'm like, hang on a second. I'm like, we have a lot to discover and unwind here. I'm like, so I get down on the kids' level on my knees, and I'm like, each of you is going to have your chance to speak.
Yeah, I love how he's like, my son's right.
Automatically. So this is what I'm getting to with parents. I'm like, defending your child at all costs is such a detriment, and it's creating bullying.
Right.
It's creating bullying. It's creating the cycle.
Right.
It's like, no, let's figure out what happened.
Yeah.
You may speak. Like, I literally played a mediator for this 7 and 8-year-old. I'm like, now you may speak. Now, oh, he said this and it hurt your feelings, and he said this and you were trying to defend that part. Okay, so where are we at now? Neither of you liked getting punched. Neither of you liked it.
Yeah.
You know, you had never been looked in the eyes and told things directly, little boy, which my daughter did to you. So she blew your mind.
Yeah.
And it ended up with your fist in her throat.
He threw first.
He threw first.
Okay.
But she
egged him on a little bit.
No, he was making fun. He was verbally making fun of her friend and Faye's a defender.
Yeah, totally.
And her friend's little. She's like 4.
Like, oh, damn.
Or 5, maybe
fuck.
5.
Okay.
It's one of the other siblings.
Oh, she's like hangs out with the older crowd.
The little girl, well, because they're all siblings just running around together.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Remember, we're at the soccer game.
Siblings. Yeah,
we're at the soccer game. Yeah. So they all just play together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we've never had this happen. Like, our team's been together for 3 years now. Like, nothing like this has ever happened. But I'm not sitting here going, this has never happened. Like, I'm like, okay.
You're like, I'm kind of glad it happened.
Right,
actually.
no, this is like a learning moment, right? Like, neither of them.
And stuff like that, like you realize, you learn how tough you are. Like, nobody wants to have pain, nobody wants to like break a bone or something, but shit like that happens. And then you like come out at the other end and you're like, okay, like I actually can take a lot more than I thought. Like every time something like that happens, you just get tougher and stronger, like more resilient. You're like, you're like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like I'm tough.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
it.
am I telling Faye to like keep throwing punches?
No,
I'm not.
Yeah.
Some people might say that. I'm not at all. I'm like, listen, both of you need to learn how to regulate yourself. And she was defending her, and she was like probably saying things like, you're stupid, shut up, stop saying this to my friend. Yeah. Things
little
that
2-syllable.
digs or calling him short or, like she was verbally saying stuff that I don't recommend anybody says to people because they're just she egged him on. Yeah. So he punched her, and then she punched him back. And then they threw a few times.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even the one she had marks around her neck. He strangled her.
Right.
So, which can be way worse than a punch, actually.
Yeah.
So there was a physical fight that broke out, and I was just like, we just need to get to the bottom of this. So the parents, thankfully, they were like, the mom was like, do you do this professionally? I'm like, actually, I do. Because she's like, I've like just never witnessed like how, because the kids got really calm when I was on their level and I was talking like this. And I'm like, tell me what happened.
I bet the parents felt fucking stupid watching you.
They did. They were like, their jaws were dropped.
Yeah.
And I was like, here's the deal though.
Why do I imagine that he's super fat too and big? He just sounds like a
actually
big
wasn't-
dumbass.
He actually wasn't that big.
Gorilla.
But he wasn't that big. And then they were like holding another baby. And I was like, yeah, keep learning. So like, while you're
Yeah,
old-
for that one,
right?
yeah.
Like, okay, let's say here we are. We're all going to have a lesson now. You ready? This is why I'm like,
and
I don't know.
that was $50.
Right. I'm like, I don't know why I'm saying that the children need a lesson. You're
Yeah,
right. Like,
yeah.
I actually probably need to do parent conferences once a month. This is really giving me a lot of ideas. Anyways, this is how I think it all needs to be handled because Faye has never since then, she has not been in any form of physical fight. She does have a bully at school that she is learning how to mitigate and how to shut her down completely, which is walk away, ignore, don't show her that you're upset. Like you tell them that you're not going to tolerate this.
Oh my God. Pretending that someone doesn't exist is supposedly the worst form of like subliminal, like, fuck you. Like they say that, I remember reading that like in the world of bullying, like a kid that gets bullied actually technically has a better quality of life than the kid who gets ignored by everybody.
100%.
Because we're pack animals, right?
100%.
Yeah. So like pretending that somebody doesn't exist is, I feel like, is the ultimate way to fuck with them.
It will shut
Especially
it.
a bully.
It will literally. I've told every child this that enters my car and said, I was like, it will shut it down. You can first speak your words of like, I won't tolerate,
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself for your own empowerment. They might not hear it.
Yeah.
We don't know their psychotic level.
Right.
So like say it for yourself to empower yourself. And then from there, see what happens. And you know, she's like, Mom, it's working.
Oh, fuck yeah. Of course.
She's like,
Yeah.
it's working.
No, yeah.
You were right. Like all these times I was crying and defending myself, and then we'd get into physical or not physical, verbal arguments with each other. And I tell the teachers, and then the site. I was like, yeah. I was like,
You're like, that's so crazy because I'm like in my 30s. Like, I know some shit.
yeah. But I was like, just try it. Like, see what happens. I'm like,
Yeah.
for the next, we set a goal.
Yeah.
I'm like, for the next 3 weeks, let's try this.
Is her bully a girl or a guy?
Girl.
Is she older or younger?
They're the same age.
Did she go to public school?
Yes.
Okay. Me too. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I did too.
Honestly, I think public
did
school
both.
is better than private school.
They both have their issues.
Yeah.
I've done both.
But I just think the real world is the real world, and that's where public school's at. And
Right.
and exactly what we're talking about, because of shit like that, like it'll make you tougher.
Yeah. And also, what it did was it really, all these people were like, the bully was the ringleader of all the girls.
Oh.
And they've all left, and now they're all friends with Faye.
Cool.
Because you're right, they're in packs. They're like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, people are pack animals.
It's not cool to be mean. Mm-hmm. It's not cool.
right.
And what else are you bringing to the table besides being mean to people? You know, Faye's adventurous and creative, and they're adventuring at recess with
Yeah.
her. She's in another realm of existence, and she brings them all in, and they create, and like they're having fun. They're being kids.
Yeah.
It's not fun to just sit there and be mean to people.
Right.
It's not fun.
No. I definitely had to learn that too. Well, okay, were you ever a bully in any way?
No. Oh gosh.
No. It's not in your nature at all.
Do you feel no?
Well, I don't know, because I think you, like I've said a bajillion times, I think you're bougie and feral at the same time.
Yeah.
And I feel like your feral side could be like, and not even intentionally, but like fierce enough to where like somebody's being affected. Like I remember in like 4th grade, I thought this dude was like my friend, like good friend. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden my mom's like, yo, like homie's parents are calling me, and they're like telling me that he's like crying and like you're like, you know, bullying him all the time. And I was like, what?
You're like, I'm his friend.
I thought because I was just such an aggressive kid, to be fair, you know. I had a lot of like anger and shit in that age when I was like 8, 9. So I was super aggressive, but I didn't realize it was like a negative thing. Like I had other aggressive friends who had very similar emotional and like life situations, I think. Mm-hmm. So they were that way to me. But I didn't care, you know. I was like, I'll fucking take it. It's like kind of along the same lines of like, you know, some people who are depressed like hurt themselves, right? Because you're feeling something, and then like the pain's kind of good. So like, yeah, I had friends who would like come run up and jump on me, you know, or come and like fucking sock the shit out of me, and I would like do it back. I'm like, yeah, let's go, you know. Mm-hmm. And so there's one. I thought we were best friends, and I would do similar stuff to that kind of to him. And I guess he just hated it. I had no idea.
But he never told you?
No, and that was the other thing. I remember, like, I was legitimately like 8 years old, and I'm like, why? Me and my mom were talking about this. I'm like, why the fuck didn't he tell me?
This is a good lesson
Like,
too.
yeah.
With boys. Because actually, now that you're saying this, there have been times where Socrates comes home and he's like, I don't know if I can be friends with this kid anymore because this bothers me. And I'm like, did you
talk to him? Yeah.
And he's like, no.
No.
And I'm like, before you decide that you don't want to be friends with this very good friend of yours, I think that you should just tell him, hey, I don't like when you do that, and then see where that lands, which I do
he
feel.
might not know what's going on.
And I do feel boys are better about that. Like if you just say something directly, they're like, oh. And then it can change faster where the female might take it more personally. And there's a lot of unloading.
That's why I think I remember this so vividly. Because, yeah, it was like such a shock. And then I think after that, I was like too embarrassed. So I just like left him alone, like completely, you know? Like I was like, obviously I felt a lot of shame. And I was too young to be, and like not in that, you know, too young and not humble enough to be like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, you know, I didn't have the vocabulary to be like, I didn't know that I was doing this.
You need a coach.
Yeah.
All of them. They all need a coach. And I think it's really powerful to have someone outside your parents. Like that's what I've noticed for my own children, for the young adults and teens that I coach. Like it just is so good to have another responsible party telling you.
Right. So, yeah, like what's Sox's soccer coach like?
He's had a couple as he's...
Because I feel like the most likely that person would be like a coach. Like of a sport, you know?
Yeah, he's really good with him.
Or something
he's
like
great
that.
with him. I think he's really direct with him. He's been very intuitive at times, like knowing like, hey, he seems a little down. I think Socrates, he's more like, he's more predictable. Like I call it like the baby essence, which is like sleep, hunger, has to go to the bathroom. You know, like
eat.
Right. Like
sleep.
For me with him, also he's a Taurus, so this makes total sense.
Oh, what month is that again?
April, end of April through May.
Okay.
Or April, all of April. Oh, May. Yeah, April.
Oh
end
my
of
God,
April
okay.
through May. End of April through May.
Okay.
So he's more like primal. I'm like, if he like is getting emotional or just being kind of weird, I'm like, does he have a fever? Does he have to go to the bathroom? Is he hungry? Is he tired? If all those four things are like, oh no, all those things are good, then something else is going on emotionally.
I will say.
Oh. Well, what a cliffhanger. This has been.
I just have one more thing. It's going to be like one sentence.
Yes.
That might be a boy thing too.
Correct.
Like on a lot of levels. Because same.
I agree. This goes from, this is what I'm telling
Boys
everyone.
are fucking simple. Feed me.
Sleep me.
Yeah. Cuddle me. Kiss me.
Yeah.
Laugh at my jokes.
Make sure I don't have a temperature.
Yeah. Changing my socks.
You know, and then as they get older, then they just care about one other thing. But anyway, so that's it. It's pretty
That was the kiss me part.
simple.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I think the next one will be over the phone, which will be interesting. So get ready for the long distance podcast episodes. We will be talking about our star charts probably.
Go say hi on my side.
Hi. Wait, that's so funny, actually.
I know. Okay, ciao.
We'll be talking about past lives and star charts. And then I have a bunch of questions. So we got shit in the future. Woo!
Yay!